back. Thurman taking a little right hand there.
Number 4 against number 5. Emilio Narvaez ranked number 4 in the world. Thurman ranked number 5, and I have never seen him down, and he is down now.
He doesn't know where he is either, as Narvaez is over in the other corner. Thurman standing up says he's all right, and Pat Rufus checking with the count man.
Finishing the 8 count. Wait.
The fighters are fighting again, and Pat Rufus did not give the signal to go ahead again. We'll have to get the explanation later as to what actually happened. It has been an announcement of a foul as Salazar kicking while Thurman was down.
The announcer called him Salazar, but there was a right hand, and he's hurt Thurman again with that right hand.
Thurman's not pulling in like he decided he wanted to. He said the first 3 rounds would be rough, but I don't think he anticipated it to be this rough.
No, I tell you, Narvaez has a tremendous snap on his right hand. As we said at the head of the show, he's broken a couple of jaws with the snap in that right hand. I did not realize Thurman would take it that hard either. He normally has good head movement side to side. He seems to have gotten himself back together pretty well at this point.
Narvaez with 20 wins, 3 losses, 11 of those wins by knockout. The East Coast champion in red, peppering away, has taken control here in the first round.
Center referee Pat Rufus gave Narvaez a 5-point. That is the stiffest foul that you can get for throwing a kick against Thurman's face when he was on the floor. After Rufus had told him to stop, after he stepped in between them with his arms, Narvaez went on through another kick. Now that is going to cost him dearly.
Thurman getting some time now to recover. Tries the spinning back kick, gets tangled up in the ropes. Thurman is 13 wins, 1 loss, 10 of those 13 by knockout.
Narvaez's hands are looking crisper every fight since his loss to Terrio last year. He's improved steadily.
There's the bell that ends round number 1 of what looks like to be an exciting middleweight championship bout. We'll be back with more Kick of the 80s in a moment. The Midwest Middleweight Championship is scheduled for 8 rounds, and as we've seen in previous fights, Joe Corley, because someone hits the deck in the first round doesn't necessarily mean they can't come back and win the fight. I recall Jeff Gripper against Eddie Hart.
That's right. 2 weeks ago, Jeff Gripper was dropped in the first round by Ernest Hart and came back with an 8-round TKO. And it was just as vicious a punch as the one that Bob Thurman just got. Narvaez complaining about being kicked below the belt. He really should not just drop his hands and do that. He takes a tremendous chance when he does that.
You can see Thurman has good boxing skills as well. He used the Golden Gloves in Kansas City. A champion a couple of times.
That
Simply enjoys the complexities of the PKA full contact karate with the kicking in the hands and coordination. And he got a good right hand, but Narvaez came right back to counter and got a good couple of shots to the face.
Hey, that scoring in the first round comes out to be a very interesting kind of conclusion.
Oh, what a right hand that took the sweat off the brow of Thurman.
You see 8 points there for Thurman, 5 for Narvaez. The reason being that I had Narvaez winning the round 10-8, but he suffered a 5-point penalty. So that makes an 8-5 score with Thurman, strangely enough, being ahead at the end of the first round. Narvaez just came with that kick against him while he was already down.
Oh, good uppercut right.
That one rolled Narvaez's eyes back in his head. He was looking at the ceiling behind him after that one hit him.
Emilio's going to have to be careful because it looks like Thurman is regrouping and coming back. But Emilio with good experience. Emilio Narvaez picking his spots. Thurman just boring in like a bull. Starts punching in the corner now. Got 1 more kick to get away and the minimum of 8 kicks here in the second round of action. Both fighters landing some shots at short range, and Thurman starting to pepper away, draws the crowd reaction.
Thurman said it was going to be tough going in the first few rounds. He was right.
There's the bell. And it'll be interesting to check the kick count in that second round. As the second round is over with, we'll be right back with round 3 after this. Narvaez with his back to it. Thurman, the aggressor. As we take a look at the action from round 2, Thurman started to pepper away. Round number 3 underway. See if Thurman, after being floored in the first round, can fight his way back.
It looks like the right hand of Narvaez versus the combinations and uppercuts of Thurman at this point, and the Narvaez round kicks to the head and front kicks to the body against Thurman's spinning back kick to the body, and that's the way it's shaped up in 2.
Narvaez with some stinging jaws, and he tries a spinning motion in too tight. Thurman staying inside, of course, for the defensive measure.
Well, I've got Thurman leading 18-14 at the end of 2 rounds. Because of the Narvaez penalty, understand, 5-point penalty in round number 1.
There's a welt under the left eye of Thurman. Narvaez backing himself into the corner, and Thurman going down below. An uppercut by Narvaez.
What Narvaez cannot afford to do is to let Thurman take the first move when he's back against the ropes. Narvaez needs to be throwing punches, throwing kicks when he moves back into the corner. Can't just wait for Thurman to come.
Narvaez resting on the ropes.
The pace has slowed somewhat from that first round knockdown. Thurman just staying aggressive now.
Spinning back to slapping. Another one slapping the face of Thurman.
Narvaez shouldn't count too heavily on that.
Thurman comes back to pepper away with the jab.
This was the mistake that Narvaez made against Terry.
Over the right hand. Beautiful right hand by Thurman.
That is stupid. That is stupid.
Thurman just saying, what's the matter here? Narvaez.
I have never seen that.
Narvaez saying, just hit me. He put his hands down beside him, as you saw.
I can't believe Thurman didn't tee off on him when that happened.
Thurman is usually so aggressive. It didn't even matter. The spinning back kick that puts Thurman against the rope.
Narvaez wants to come with a spinning back. Narvaez wants to come with a spinning back fist again.
So one of your more interesting rounds in TKA history. Round number 3 is over with. We'll be back for Kick of the 80s from Minneapolis after this. Emilio Narvaez's corner came close to a heart attack there.
Oh, boy, I didn't know what to say. I was speechless there with Narvaez dropping his hands, just taunting Thurman to hit him. I think Thurman is going to oblige him this round, it looks like.
Round number 4. Remember, Thurman said it's going to be a tough 3 rounds, and then I'm going to start taking him out.
Yep, that right hand could be the one that does it, too. It just missed in by, I would say, a half inch. It could be Thurman's right hand. It could be Narvaez's right hand. I think it's going to be a right hand. It could be. Thurman's using a right uppercut very effectively, too. Could be an uppercut hook combination. I've got Thurman ahead now, 28-24, still by 4 points. Thurman spinning back fist way off target then. His right hand is seldom off target.
Thurman in the black, Narvaez in the red. Thurman stocking in, starts to pepper away. Good right hand, a right hand uppercut that was partially held. Narvaez seems to like to take those punches because he's not doing much about them.
He wants to throw the back fist, Narvaez does.
He looks like he's trying to set it up. Right hand against the ropes. Narvaez comes back. Oh, does he take punishment and deal it back?
He's got his desire now. Narvaez has his desire. This is where he lost the fight with Terrio, is back against the ropes, taking those punches.
Thurman still peppering away. How long can he take that?
He cannot take it for very long.
Narvaez looking tired now.
Yep, that one.
Staggering a bit. Holding on, staggering a bit. His legs are wobbly right now. Oh, a spinning back kick, but Thurman takes it, stands right there and dares him for another one. This is a game of dares that could prove costly.
Narvaez, every time he goes right leg forward.
Punishing right hand, and there's the bell. Oh, what a 4th round that time for Thurman. The number 5 contender against, there you see him, the number 5 contender, Bob Thurman, against the number 4 world contender, Emilio Narvaez. As we get set for round number 5, let's take a look at some of the action that appeared in round 4, and it was certainly Bob Thurman peppering away with good combinations to the head. Thurman on the right. Narvaez holding on.
Eddie Andahar, working in the corner of Narvaez, is screaming at him there in the corner right now, telling him to move. You've got to move. You can't stand there and do that. Eddie Andahar, the former world welterweight champion, and that's what he's trying to get Narvaez to avoid, is that barrage of punches and the final kick that he took there.
Narvaez, further penalty, Joe?
Narvaez only got 7 kicks in that round. That could cost him dearly again. 2 points on each judge's scorecard.
Round number 5, and Thurman said, I want to take him anywhere from 4 through 7. Let's see. Alvarez backpedaling once again, looking for survival more than anything right now. He's lost the sting of his jab to keep Thurman away.
And worse, he's not even using the jab.
Oh, another right hand by Thurman. Thurman says, I want the shot at Theriot.
I've got Thurman leading 38-31 now. Narvaez lost another 2 points. He missed a kick in that last round. Lost 2 points on the judges' scorecards for that.
Thurman with 13 wins and only 1 loss. What's the chance at it? Spinning back fist that time had the correct distance, but it didn't hit square as far as the danger area is concerned. Thurman got it caught back.
Narvaez is trying to concentrate now on teeing off on Thurman. He's taken 5, 6, 7 punches trying to land 1. He cannot afford that.
He has only 5 kicks right now as Thurman gets set up once again.
He's allowing
back fist of his own.
He's allowing Thurman to fight at Thurman's range. Not using.
Thurman that time got a good left in.
Narvaez is ready to go.
Does Thurman have it left to send him?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thurman just stalking his opponent now. Boom, boom, boom. Good combination to get it headed left, go right. Oh, that right stung him right between the eyes. Narvaez leaning on the rope. Thurman wants to put him away. And there's the bell and possibly saving the fight as far as Narvaez is concerned right there. Thurman just taking the upper hand now.
Narvaez has given it away. He may lose the fight for one reason, and that is, as we said at the head, that he can't deal with this kind of constant pressure. Physically, he could deal with it. He could be keeping Narvaez or Thurman away from him. He doesn't have to be back here doing this now. He has the jabs, he has the right hands, he has the kicks to keep Thurman away, and he hasn't used them.
Joe, there's always something, though, as far as momentum is going in a contact sport. When you get that momentum going, it's awful hard to regroup against it. Thurman, 14-1, 10 knockouts. He's looking for another one right now as we approach the 6th round.
Narvaez just lost 2 more points. He only got 7 kicks again in that round. He just lost 2 more points.
So, while taking a beating, he's giving points away.
Narvaez does not have the power left now to hurt Thurman. Does not have it left to hurt him with the right hand.
Thurman, a good shot to the body that time, a right hand. He gets him back in the corner where he wants him once again.
Vicious right hand on the heart.
See the water flying off the hair as the hits are made. Thurman just peppering away. How long can...
It was the 6th round. It was the 6th round when Theriot started knocking Narvaez down. He knocked him down 3 times. Narvaez stayed down the 3rd time in the 7th round. That fight was a year ago, July, Boston, Massachusetts, and Narvaez is back in the same kind of ring with the same kind of pressure, reacting the same kind of way.
Takes his short right hand to the chin once again. Narvaez doing some spinning moves. The crowd would really love to see him come back into this fight. Whether he has enough, I don't know.
So I've got Thurman ahead of him 48-37 now. Narvaez has lost a lot of penalty points.
Thurman was really not able to put him away in this round. Comes back with a hard left. Thurman walked into that one. Thurman's giving Narvaez time to recoup, time to get back into this match.
They did just hit him with a three-punch combination. None of the punches landed solid, but all of them landed.
Good kick to the solar plexus that time. Dropped Narvaez's guard.
Thurman throws a very powerful uppercut.
Couple of shots.
Narvaez ready to go again.
Oh, what a kick! What a kick! The kick put him down. He was not expecting that at all, Joe Corley.
He bent over, Thurman stepped back and came right with a front kick punch.
There's the bell that once again, when Narvaez is in trouble, the bell seems to sound. But what a kick that time by Thurman, who'd been peppering upstairs with the hands all along. Narvaez leans over, as we will see, and it is goodbye for a moment.
This is very, very indicative of the kind of fighting attitude Thurman has. You look at the eyes, he's right on there, knows what his job is, and has to get in there and do it.
Thurman says he's seen a couple of tapes of his opponent, Thurman, and that the pressure would count all the way. He wanted to dominate the fight all the way. And he wants to move up in the rankings and get more contenders. Right now, he's fighting the contender just above him in the world rankings. Narvaez.
He was right on target with his assessment. You said earlier, we talked about how he was like a football linebacker. You said he seemed to analyze the fighter like a linebacker did. And boy, he is nailing him now.
Round number 7 of an 8-round scheduled championship bout in the Midwest. Art Ekman and Joe Corley from Minneapolis, says Thurman. Loves to get that KO on his record. Narvaez looked like he was recovering, getting his wind back a little bit in the last round, and then all of a sudden a devastating kick came up from the floor to put him backward.
Thurman has the confidence to know that Narvaez can't hurt him now. Narvaez has lost the confidence to think that he can hurt him. I just don't...
Thurman got a round kick to the head. Beautiful placement. Oh, a right hand. That hurt him. He's down. That might be it, Joe Corley. Will he get up? Does he have anything left?
His eyes are saying maybe. His eyes are saying maybe.
And he comes back with some spinning kicks. The crowd giving him their due. Oh, a spinning back kick with the power. He's got it. He's got some power from somewhere. He's got some energy from the crowd.
That's all Narvaez needs is that kind of will. With that kind of will and his kind of talent, he can take it all.
Narvaez told me before the bout, he says, the crowd feeds me. I need the crowd with me. Well, you saw a good example of that right now. After taking so much punishment in this fight,
Narvaez dug down in his gut and said, I'm not going to quit in this one. I'm not going to quit in this one.
what a credit to this young man. Narvaez, 22 years old, found some energy from somewhere now as Thurman starts to pick and choose once again. Thurman backing him into the corner now. Narvaez trying to regroup to pull some energy up from the depths.
Got Thurman ahead now by 13 points, 58-45 at the end of that sixth round.
There's the bell, Joe, and we might go all the way in this one. A standing ovation here at ringside. Oh, what reaction of these great fans in Minneapolis. Thurman, you see him in the corner there as the people, the fans, are still standing, and now they're starting to sit back in their chairs as they really appreciated the efforts of both fighters during that seventh round. Very knowledgeable karate fans here in Minneapolis, and you can tell they love this fight. Narvaez in his corner.
I tell you what, that is Narvaez, I think, is going to lose this fight. but this is going to make the difference in his career. That what he did in this round was dig down and refuse to quit when he was hurt as badly as he was.
Here you see the condition before the flurry. And then he goes down. The final round of the Midwest Middleweight Championship. Thurman in black, Narvaez in red. Does he have the energy to bring back a possible one punch to take him down? He's got to. He's got to put Thurman down.
Well, I've got Thurman ahead by 14 points now, 68-54. That's by virtue of the Narvaez foul early on and by his not getting 7 kicks in 2 rounds, and now he's absorbing punishment again.
Short right hand. Laceration under the chin of Narvaez. That might have been where the kick landed.
Narvaez is going to lose this fight, I think, but if they fight a rematch, it could be a totally different game.
Spinning back kick. Narvaez coming back for a combination. Has Thurman, though. Thurman has some energy left to defend himself. Narvaez trying a spinning back kick, but fell down in the process. Looked like he wanted the spinning back kick, then realized his distance wasn't. He tried to put the heel up higher to Thurman and just slipped down. And now Thurman does the taunting. We saw an earlier round. Narvaez saying, come on, hit me as hard as you can. Well, Thurman has been peppering him.
Well, this fight has had it all. The knockdowns, the kick to the faces, the taunting.
Narvaez now with his hands down. Thurman really had the energy to come back. Spinning back fist on Thurman, but Thurman didn't even phase him.
Narvaez's power is not what it could have been. He hadn't given up all these shots.
And there's the bell that ends this fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Thurman looked at him and said, good fight, man.
It was a good fight, and the fans look at this standing up and applauding this one as Thurman going around the ring with his arms in the air has certainly done a good job against the man ranked right above him in the world rankings. We'll be in the ring, and we'll get the opinions of these fighters. As Joe Corley said, a rematch certainly could turn out to be a different item should they ever decide to come back against each other again. We'll be back with the decision of this great middleweight championship bout.
And I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have the announcement of the winner of the fight this evening, and that was one hell of a fight. Judge Jones scores the fight 78-65. Judge Edson 78-61. Judge Miller 78-66 by unanimous decision. Bob Thunder Thurman!